Well, I would like to call to order then this special meeting of the Cunningham Township Board for Monday, March 22nd, 2021. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Wu.
Here.
Mr. Sachs.
Here.
Ms. Hersey.
Here.
Mr. Brown. Mr. Roberts. Mr. Colebrook.
Here.
Mr. Miller. Mayor Diane Marlin.
Present. Next item on the agenda is public input. Does anyone wish to address the Cunningham Town Board? Please raise your hand. I'm not seeing any hands raised. Dennis Roberts has now joined the meeting. Okay, we'll move on to the one agenda item, which is approval of the annual town board meeting agenda. Danielle?
Yes, good evening. Thank you for your patience for this special meeting. So each year the township holds its annual meeting. It must be held on the second Tuesday in April. Last year, due to the governor's executive order, we were not able to hold. We had the option of holding the township meeting, but we had to get special approval from the public health department. I determined that it was not safe to go forward with such meeting. And so we will now, although this year we will now hold the town board meeting, the annual meeting, the second Tuesday of April. And Diane, I got your memo and it verifies what I had seen with the township officials of Illinois, which is essentially townships are going forward with their annual meetings and they have to at least have an in-person component. So thank you for your information about the capacity limitations of City Hall. Typically, these meetings are fairly brief and they're focused on providing a financial report to the electorate around the township. This year, we also have a basement full of used furniture and kind of, I would say, not very valuable items, but as per township statute, we are required to go through a process at the annual town board meeting to get approval to dispose that property, and the property will essentially what happens with public bodies is there will be an announcement and it's and people can come and take away property. You can designate nonprofits first to come, and it's most likely that we will do that as the Housing Authority has done and the city has done in the past. There will also be program updates from the supervisor and assessor's office. As you know, we've been working on a strategic plan. We will be presenting that, kind of getting input and presenting a sketch of that at the township meeting the day before at the annual meeting, and also at the continuum of service providers to the homeless on that same day. So that's kind of an opportunity for us to get input. It will look into whether or not there can be a Zoom component, unless Diane, you're aware, Mayor, if you're aware that there cannot be, if we're able to have a Zoom component. Otherwise, we're limited to 26 people in the meeting, and I'd like to really make sure that we have a safe meeting. I think that the town board meetings, if the town board would like to address other issues, that might be a safer venue for us to have it at the actual town board meeting the night before, rather than in the in-person meeting on that Tuesday. But of course, the agenda is set by you. So this is just our proposal.
Okay. Yeah, I think the Zoom component, you'd have to check with the township officials of Illinois. They seem to be the ones running the show on this one. So,
I already have.
Yeah.
And the president of the Township Officials of Illinois stated that this is not a meeting that is specifically designed for the township board. It is for the electors. And in order for the electors to be able to come and do what they need to do, we have to have a meeting where they can come in, but we need to just make sure that we can control the crowd. They must wear masks. So that's what he said. There's no way that the electorate will be able to interact in this township meeting if we don't have it where we can at least get some in here.
Okay. So
Okay.
thank you, clerk. I appreciate that, Phyllis.
Mhm.
Did they specifically prohibit having a Zoom component, or what was your understanding of that as
Yes.
an option? Okay, so it has to be in person.
Yes,
So
it does.
so I think that what I'll probably do is for feedback, I'm going through a feedback process for the strategic plan, and I will emphasize the Monday meeting on Zoom for that feedback. Of course, the electorate can also come on Tuesday, and if somebody is not able to join on Zoom, that would be a good alternative for them. I think that's it. Simple.
Okay.
I saw Sharice had a hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to state that I have a conflict in time regarding the second Tuesday in April, because that is also my library board meeting night. And I've that's happened before when we did it one other time before, and I like ran from the library board meeting over to the city building so that we could do that, but it's been a conflict, so I don't know what should I do with that.
So the town board is actually not required to attend. It's actually a meeting of the electorate. The supervisor must attend. Typically the assessor attends. So although of course you're welcome to, and I believe, I'm not sure if the clerk is required to attend or not, actually.
Yes, I am.
Typically the clerk has. So, yes. Okay. So I think that, I would say it is at your discretion whether you attend, and we will be repeating the same content the night before with regard to the strategic plan.
Okay.
Any other questions? Dennis?
Yeah, so at this meeting, I understand the citizens can bring forward topics of discussion. How would that work out? Would they have to have them already submitted if the meeting's going to be, you said, April 2nd?
Yeah, so the deadline to submit topics is 2 weeks before. In approving this agenda, typically, and I know at one point there was a advisory referendum about cannabis and marijuana use that the electorate put on, and that was a good way to survey the public and kind of see where they stood. And I think Urbana fared well on that township advisory item. But I believe the time period is now closed and that you are confirming the agenda at this point.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to confirm this agenda for the April 13th annual town meeting?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, moved by Mary Alice, seconded by Jared. Are there any further discussion? All right. Would you please call the roll, Phyllis?
Ms. Wu,
Yes.
Mr. Sachs,
Yes.
Ms. Hersey,
Yes.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
Mr. Roberts,
Yes.
Mr. Colebrook,
Yes.
Mr. Miller.
Yes.
That motion passes. And again, the annual town meeting will be Tuesday, April 13th, 2021, 6 p.m. in the City Council chambers. Masking and distancing regulations will apply. We'll still be, we'll be pre-bridge phase, so we'll still be in the monitoring phase in terms of the governor's COVID guidelines. With no further business before the Cunningham Town Board, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Thank you very much.